what Tracy's doing, and she'll do, what did you do the other day? Like 900 swings. She has this thing, this swing marathon, right? Where every year, so like last year's 2016, they did 2016 reps. This year's 2017 reps in a 2-hour workout. Okay, so even at and you use what, the 16? Yeah, so 16 kilo for 2,000 swings, or 2017 swings in 2 hours. Let's use it like, 2,000, 5 times, that's 10,000 pounds of reps minimum in 2 hours. The intensity is really high, so that's tension on the muscle.
Well, that leads into my second question, which is bell size. I mean, how?
So remember, the magic in a swing is the acceleration that you apply to the bell. So if you're working with a bell that you cannot, like, I make it look effortless, because I've been doing it a long time, but no matter what bell I'm using, I'm throwing that bell back every single time. If the bell is too heavy, you get lazy, and sure, you're going to sit back and load, but that's because the bell is in charge, you're not in charge.
Is the bell swinging
So,
you, or you swinging the bell?
That's why I find that 10 reps per 15-second pace really critical, because the heavier the bell is, the less likely you are to be able to maintain 10 reps, because it's just going to move slower from a physics standpoint, because it's a larger bell, and 2, because you're just not strong enough to move that fast. So if you're, so there's a number of reasons, but to answer your question.
You want the bell that you can move maximal acceleration.
Yeah.
For the sets and reps
Yeah.
that you decide you want to
You
do.
shouldn't feel like you're kind of having to hoik it up in the air, like if you're throwing it.
Right, with your hips.
But you're throwing it back though, and all you're doing is redirecting the energy for the bell to come forward,
Right.
on its own.
Right.
So, the other thing too is that the heavier the bell, the higher your heart rate's gonna get, right? With the same amount of work. You want to recover for your next set. You want every set to be spot on as much as you can. So if you think you just have to, pound yourself into the ground, you're gonna risk injury, you're gonna not get the results that you think you're getting. Like, why are you using a heavier bell? Maybe you think it's better, but you know
What's
it's
the right
not.
tool for the job?
The right tool for the job. You want the right weight of bell. So,
This
I mean,
is
after
strength
all-
endurance training. It's not pure strength training. Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
well,
doing
yeah.
strength endurance, right? So
Yeah.
that's what she says. You want to have the bell that you decide you're going to do this much work versus this much rest. And you want that much speed and acceleration. The right bell, it's not heavy or light, it's right. What's the right bell for you at this time, given these parameters and these work intervals? Okay? If you find that you start off there, but get the first 5 sets, great, I got 25 minutes to go. You want to be able to maintain that same work level of power throughout the whole thing. That's the strength endurance. Now, if you're just saying, okay, I just want to be able to swing 10 reps as heavy as I can, a different mindset, a different muscle, everything's different, right? So maintaining that power output is strength endurance. If you want maximal power, okay, what's power? Power is strength divided by time. How much work you're doing per unit of time. So if, like, we did some calculations years ago where we're snatching, and we measured the distance of the bell and the speed it took me to snatch the 24 kilo bell. And it took X amount of seconds. And then I did the same thing with a 32 kilo bell. I actually produced less power with the 32 kilo bell because it took more time. I exhibited more strength, but less power. So for the power, and the power is going to generate, that's what works these fast twitch fibers that we lose so fast. Yes?
So you have to find a happy medium.
Right, right. And it's not like, it's not set in stone forever. Tracy can do this stuff with the 16 kilo for years and years and years. She hardly ever used anything for the 12 kilo. Then it got to be too light. Then you say, okay, well now it's too light. But if you try to use the heavy bell before you're ready, then you're not using the correct technique. You're not accomplishing the same goals. So again, you use the right tool. It's not heavy or light, it's right. What's the right weight for you at this moment in time? Later it might be different, or you've had a layoff, or you're sick, or you have an injury, you're coming back. You don't wanna grab the same bell. You can always go heavier, or you can always do more. But again, this type of training is under the category of strength endurance training. So the difference would be, are you gonna run 100 meters, or are you gonna run 5K, 5,000 meters? It's gonna be a different pace, it's gonna be a different force, it's gonna be a different form style. That's the difference. So you have to know what you're trying to accomplish when you set out to do that. You're welcome.
But at the end of the day, you're just a regular person, and you're like, why should I
I
do
just want to
this?
do a workout.
I just want to do a workout, I just want to exercise, you don't want to think about anything